Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 44. Double four.
Four.
44. Not as fun as 2-2.
No.
But, you know, we can't all have.
Well, for Josh, it's a multiple of 11.
We didn't really comment on episode 42.
No, we didn't.
That it was the answer to everything. But, you know.
But it probably wasn't really.
Yeah. Who knows what we talked about? Well, you
I
guys probably.
don't.
Yeah, I don't remember. You guys might, but I don't remember. So did you have a nice trip to Seattle?
I did. We did a tour of the bay on a boat. And then the people we were visiting had a pool, so the kids were in that every day without fail. And then, I don't know, Jamie said if she misses our faces, she'll watch the podcast.
Hi.
If she watches.
Hi, Jamie.
I told her the first few minutes is us rambling on about our lives, and then she can shut it off because she's not really a knitter. And, yeah, we, the people that we were visiting moved out there to work for Microsoft. And so the big to-do was us to go out and visit the site.
Did they try to woo you over to the Microsoft?
They didn't have to try very hard. I mean,
yeah.
It's gorgeous. It was like perfect Seattle, like atypical, beautiful Seattle weather. Like they're like in a drought right now. There's no rain. It's beautiful. It's no higher than 72 every day. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they take such good care to do everything. The thing that I was seriously the most jealous about, okay, and this is really ridiculous, but Megan will understand, and everybody else who lives in Rochester and works downtown will understand, a 4-story underground parking that held 5,000 cars.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Mayo needs to build one of those tomorrow. I mean, we have such a hard time with parking, and they have a bunch of parking rides. And
yeah.
I was just baffled by how much parking.
Well,
and it wasn't even full. Like,
yeah.
nowhere near full.
They kind of went to an open area and built, though, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes, the Mayo brothers were on the, like, horse and buggy end when they started. So
yeah.
It's just impressive we have, like, underground tunnels to walk everywhere. So we don't have to get cold in the winter.
Yep.
We could just walk anywhere we need to. Patients included, so if you ever visit, you never have to go outside. Yep. And, but yeah, they didn't have to try very hard. It was very nice there.
Awesome.
And yeah, the people who moved there, they're still in the honeymoon period, right? They're like, everything about their job is wonderful. Everything's beautiful.
Yeah.
Talk to me in a year.
Yeah.
Maybe things will change, but no, they still seem to be very happy with the move and the change, so.
And then you guys came and visited them. That made it easy, right?
Yes. Yep. And, yeah. It's definitely, changed, a lot. But,
yeah.
But yeah, we might have come home with an Xbox for the kids. You have that company store discount, and it's like hard to pass up.
Yeah, I have no concept of how much electronics, like gaming systems or anything, cost anymore, just because I'm not in the market for them currently. But with 2 young boys, I'm sure I will eventually get there.
Yeah, I mean, we are far past the trend, so, you know,
yeah.
Us picking up an Xbox this year, we're so far behind the mark.
Yeah.
But it's way cheaper when you're like way behind the mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
You buy it when it's at its lowest before the next awesome thing comes out, which we're, you know, like, it's totally gonna happen. Since we caved and bought one, the next big thing's gonna be coming.
Yep.
And we're gonna be like, yep, we're stuck with ours for a while. We're not gonna dive into the next thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand up and turn the ceiling fan off because I forgot to do that.
Just in case.
Yeah, in case that was what was causing the noise.
Yeah, we're going to pick up a big
Yep.
computer, and
we have the Gemini prize drawing. Yay!
Yay to everybody who completed.
Yes.
We're very excited for you. We love it.
We had 48 entries,
Wow.
but I think there were some deletes in there, so it was 2 to 48.
Okay.
It's a wide array of colors, beautiful finished objects. I think everybody had their own unique twist on it, whether it was a different ribbing or they did something different. There's even a cardigan in there.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So yeah, 45 voices. So there were 3 deleted posts. I went to psychicscience.org and told it to randomly generate 4 integers from 2 to 48.
Integers,
Yes.
not just numbers.
No, because that floating point decimals would cause a big ruckus.
So sophisticated.
So the first winner, if you were looking, I'm going to put them in numeric order for the purposes of streamlining this.
Okay, what's our first drawing for?
9 is for, let's do my Vesper.
Oh.
Self-striping.
Very nice. Surprise.
Yes, this is the June Bug colorway, which has a very nice teal and a purple and a pink. And all of her colorways, as far as I know, have the same size stripes throughout.
Oh, okay.
So it just rotates through the purple, pink, and blue. And number 9 is, let's make sure number 9 is Sparky Spud.
Hello, Sparky Spud.
Yay, Sparky Spud. You did a beautiful purple Gemini and got it done Monday, August 13th. I'm trying to hover over your picture. You're out of Omaha, Nebraska. Love it. And your name is Amanda. So Amanda, please contact moi for this beautiful Vesper. There's a lot of self-stripey goodness going around these days. So this is yours. The next number is number 12.
Your pick of pink.
One of those pinkies. Are you going to say the colorway names or no?
Okay. It's Scandelle the Rosy, and it's got white all the way to a really dark black. So cool. This one's purple and pink, called True Love. And this one is, and they're all twin, which has the nylon in it for socks. Magnolia Medium.
That's a beautiful one too.
Yeah, this is a good semi-solid, this last one. These are more of a variegated. This is a semi-solid.
And if you've gone out and looked at the forum now to see if you were number 12, is Kath Pohl, and she finished hers on the 12th of August and has a beautiful gray Gemini.
Contact me with your choice.
Yep. And address.
And I don't know why you would pass on this wonderful yarn. Maybe pink's not your color, but yeah, this is amazing stuff.
If you've never tried Plum Ice, here's your chance. Okay, number 3 is my Puffin Nog. Amanda Bell cleared up for me that this is Puffin Nog and is not nog made of puffins. It is actually nog for puffins. Yeah. It's got some greens and some purples and some darker greens. This is the 100%, so it would make a nice shawl or scarf, or
socks if you really want to.
My sock.
Superwash.
This is superwash right now, and I'm knitting socks out of it. So that goes to number 22. And I'm scrolling, and it is the fabulous Ka Shirley of the Girlfriends Knitting, Carolyn of Mississippi. This beautiful Puffin Nog is yours. So when you watch this, contact moi, and I will ship it off to you. And as an aside, thank you so much for all the wonderful shout outs you give us. We don't do tons of shout outs, like you shouted out to me and I'll shout out back to you type things, but she's constantly like, just this week she was I watch you, Carolyn, and she was just talking about our abalone. Okay. So she's moved right on to the next thing. So thank you, Carolyn, for knitting along with us, and contact me.
And our last bag is from my mom's 210th Street Designs. It's a nice roomy bag with a zip pull. And a beautiful
contrasting interior. You show them, Vanna. I'll cue it up. Number 44, so one of the last folks to get her in.
And this has like a velvety texture. It's kind of fun.
And number 44 is Tech Alum.
Hello, Tech Alum.
And she finished it, and it's a nice orange color. Donna from Dearborn, Michigan, and her blog / URL is 3fatchicks.com. Now I must go check it out. But thank you for knitting along with us, and contact her. This would be nice to store your abalone in. It's nice.
Yeah, it is really big. I can show you like
one skein of woolmine.
Two. Does not come with the woolmine.
3.
And they fit in there nice and flat, and you have plenty of room for other things. Like, let's see, how much more? Here's my locale stuff. There. Now it won't zip, but you can see that it's big. Lots of room. Okay.
So, and I wanted to just in general thank everybody that participated. I have been contacting folks to try to get our next sweater KAL lined up, and I used our previous finished objects threads to say not only that we do have people that knit these sweaters along with us, but that we have what I call a decent showing. Yeah. In my correspondence, I was like, well, not only do we have some folks join us, but we have quite a few folks join us. And so I cited the Shalom and this one, the Gemini, and the what's the one we did before that? It was another garment. Shalom, the Gemini. Oh, and I was saying that we're doing the abalone, I guess, maybe. Did we have another one? Can't remember. Yeah, that's how quick I am on the uptake this evening.
Yeah, and I'm counting, so I'm useless.
Useless, you are dead to me. Our next KL is the abalone. This is the literal pattern.
Yeah,
one page. And it's free.
And the pattern's like down here.
Yeah. And here's a glamour shot. I upsized it for your viewing pleasure.
Well, very nice.
Yes. I think it looks really nice with highly variegated yarns. I've not seen any out there with self-striping, though that would be interesting. Mm-hmm. I created a Google Docs spreadsheet that has different tabs for the different cast-on, increase to, and front and back, and yeah, fronts and back stitch counts. And on the side, on the left side is your nipple to nipple around the back. There was some confusion. Did you see that on the boards? I was like, oh Lord. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some woman out there that is 22 inches from nipple to nipple in the front, but I don't know if she's knitting herself a cardigan. Maybe she is. I'm not making fun if you have that measurement. It just seems, I mean, even a foot, that's almost 2 feet in between your nipples.
I'm picturing one of those women who says, I have to get custom made bras because I'm a double M.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know why she's Southern.
So yes, it's around the back, and then you can look at what your gauge is. So if you do a smaller yarn, smaller needles, whatever, you can adjust. It's a fairly formulaic pattern. You do the bottom, you increase, you knit for a while until it's the right length to your underarm, and then you separate for fronts and backs. And it's all percentages and numbers and wonderfulness. In my opinion, and people have kicked off with that. In fact, you are currently kicking that off, right?
Yes, if I can count.
You figured out what your gauge is and what you're going to cast on, and measured yourself from nipple to nipple around the back. Okay. What else? We had our first birthday kit, waitlister, get in, which was very exciting.
Yay!
I just went to that same psychicscience.org or whatever and did a random number generator and took a screenshot for y'all. And I just wanted to give a heads up that I'm going to try to front load some of the work so that it isn't all in October when we're actually trying to stuff the boxes. I'll be sending out PayPal invoices. As we stated when we put the signups out there, it's not due until October 1st. I'm just sending it out so that you have the method to pay when October 1st runs around. runs around. And if you want to pay it now because you have the money now and you don't know if you'll have the money in October, feel free. But again, it's completely up to you. I'm not asking you to pay me now. I'm just saying it's easier for me to send all the invoices now than when we're stuffing boxes. So
counted twice, yay.
Yay, cast-ons. Also, we're doing it in the order in which payment is received. So if you want to make sure yours gets out like ASAP, yep, you go for it, girl. Or man.
We had some guys ordering it.
We did indeed. I can think of at least 2. What else? We have a new DIS or DAT. DIS or DAT. We need a theme song. Somebody can think of a DIS or DAT. I guess we have the you can go with this, so you can go with that. You can go with this, so you can go with that. So you can't see them. This is my choice. This is your choice. So this time there is no this designer versus that designer. All one designer in this DIS or DAT.
You betcha.
So Amy and I wanted to do a cardigan because Amy's in a cast-on mood because she went all monogamous on the Gemini.
I did. But now I cast on an abalone, so maybe I'm done. And I
True.
got low-cal stuff sitting here waiting, staring me in the face.
Pass me on. Anyway, Amy Christophers.
Yay!
Yay! Palm to Pen and Maxfield.
Maxfield, yep.
And so this one is mine, and that is why I am holding it, and it is fabulous. You may have seen such wonderful podcasters as Leslie of the Knit Girls knit Palm to Pen. I believe she did it in, was it a Cascade? I can't remember now. Very nice, kind of leafy, lacy motif, and it's a button up front. And kind of a longer extended cuff on the sleeve, and I believe it's for sport weight. I cannot remember what yours is, so I'm sorry that I did not print that out. The Maxfield is a more recent one.
Seems on trend given my recent visits to different stores with the chevron. But yeah, it's got a lot of I don't know, it kind of separates in the back and the front, and I like how that is different.
Like the dichotomy of it.
Yes, words, they are my friend. But yeah, this just appealed to me visually, and I have no idea what kind of yarn I have that would go for this, but I am revving to look.
You have the SSK, self-striping. I bet that'd look really neat on those chevrons if you mixed it with a solid, although it might not be the right weight.
Yeah, it might not be. I was thinking that I also bought a bunch of and have a bunch of Woo-Boo if it's a sport weight. But again,
you got more Woo-Boo, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
For a vitamin D, which I haven't cast on. So if this strikes me as a more appealing...
And that's not an Amy Christophers, is it? Who is vitamin D? That sounds familiar when I looked at her page today. Anyway, again, you have the internets. Go.
Maxfield. So this one's mine. DIS.
Palm to Pen.
DIS.
Megan needs a win. KA. Megan needs a win.
But, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and the prizes this time, those patterns, they are not cheap. Yep, not cheap. We have contacted the designer about possibly getting a coupon code. Might not be in the near future, but eventually. So we can't promise that every DIS or DAT will have a coupon code.
No, I mean, yeah, we didn't want to wait. I don't know. We didn't want to change what we wanted to put the next DIS or DAT by, because we were waiting to hear from somebody. So she is excited to be our designer for DIS or DAT, and she has expressed a desire to offer you a coupon code. We don't know when.
Yeah. And she's kind of like, do you think you're going to get, is it like when you're changing your baby's diaper and you're like, Mama's doing this, Mom? Try to get him to say Mama. Show your picture too much. What was I going to say about the... We were just...
DIS or DAT.
The DIS or DAT, the coupon code. Oh, it's like Fight Club. She's totally fighting herself.
Oh.
Not to ruin the end there for you.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Whatever.
She's fighting herself. All right. I think that covers, just 20 minutes of jibber jabber. But do you got any FOs, my friend?
No.
Hi, Maximus.
I am lame-o.
You're not lame. I don't have any either, so. Woo! Double lame-o!
I am not alone.
Yes.
Well,
actually, I do have FOs, but they are sitting over there off camera so that you can't see them, and I don't.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tricky.
Behind the camera.
Now, pretty soon people are going to be trying to text Max and say, go grab them.
Max has a cell phone.
He's a superstar. I mean, he didn't want anything to do with me tonight until Amy comes over, and then all of a sudden he's all about sitting next to me. Camera's on. Such a prima donna, aren't you, Maxie? Yeah.
Oh, were you going to talk about your cat's name?
Yeah. So I was telling Amy that every time I watch The Fat Squirrel Speaks, something else about her just resonates with me. Like that we are soulmates. And she was wearing a Royal Tenenbaums tennis shirt in the episode that just came out today, which featured, oh my lord, singing praise of Amy's weeb. I'm going to make myself a fatty weeb.
He was cool.
Yes, and his bottom made wonderful noises.
Yeah, he had a rock bottom.
Rock hard bottom.
So rock bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. I plurked that it's not very often that sounds that are coming out of something's bottom are pleasant, let alone the zombies. Because if you think about it, zombies eat all kinds of gross things. I don't know that. Anyway, but my cats are named after, Max is named after Max Fisher, which is, it still hasn't come to me what I could grab IMDb and get it up. And then Chaz, my other cat, is named after Chaz Tannenbaum. So that is another reason why I love Amy Beth. And Amy's like, and I love her because she did an awesome weeb.
Yes, it was a great weeb shout out, and he looked really cool. And I hope that his owner appreciates how much love you put into him with the handspun and the, I don't know, he just looked really cool.
Yes, he was awesome.
And I'll have to look into buying some of those buttons. She mentions the wooden buttons that she sewed in for his eyes.
They were perfect.
Were from an Etsy seller. And all that is out on Amy Beth's site. And then she also mentioned something for her locale. It was the people who do the Jared Flood yarn. Shelter. The yarn company under them. So like, it's repackaged for Jared Flood, or Brooklyn Tweed. But the people who do the yarn under them, she had mentioned them, and she linked, and I clicked, and they totally mentioned her. They said podcaster shout outs, and they said that they were mentioned on the Knit Girls for the locale, and they linked Amy Beth back, and I was like, oh, that's so wonderful. Just active
podcastery love.
Yeah, well, just companies are out there, watching podcasts and digging in and enjoying the same things that you are. And I just think that that's really cool, because to be making, the Brooklyn Tweed yarn, they're probably a pretty, I don't know, I don't want to say fancy, but, they're a bigger company than, our regular independents that we lovingly shout out all the time. So that was cool.
So you're working on abalone. What other works in progress do you have going?
So yeah, you would think, okay, so lots of traveling, but traveling with small children, so I didn't get much done. But I worked on my sock for my husband, so It's just down to the foot, and it's all stockinette now. So the patterning's done, and he wanted this kind of length, so I got a slog ahead of me to get number 2 done. Because it already feels like a big sock, and I still have to go that way.
Does he not have a long foot? Because that's my problem with my husband's. He's got size 12, size 13s, and then he wants a really tall cuff too. And it's like, God, I don't have enough yarn in one.
No, I mean, they're just a little bit bigger than mine. I mean, I don't think of them as a slog in that regard. I was just like, wow, that's a really tall cuff, and this yarn is a lot darker than I thought. It might as well be black, jet black.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to work with. So, I know that they're going to make an awesome pair of socks, but yeah. Not looking forward to the second black sock. If it was a different color, it'd be a different story. And then I started, because of our DIS or DAT, I started the Breaking Hearts pattern in the Zombie Barbecue colorway.
Lorna's laces.
Yep, from Lorna's laces. So, just show slight progress on that. I kind of like a longer cuff, so this will take me a while to get through. And it's basically 5 rows of easy with 1 row of like, oh yeah, I gotta cross all these cables. So it's not too bad. It's just, I don't know, depends. Both of the ones I've been working on are pretty cable-y and crossovers and intense. So yeah, I'm on the plain section of this one, so that should help. But I have wanted more challenging socks, and these are at least easily memorizable, and I don't have to do any additional thought to get them done. But yep, work in progress. And that is it for active things.
Other than what we just saw cast on in person.
Yes.
As I mentioned, I had a super secret finished object, and the super secret pattern went out to the testers, and super excited about that. And again, not going to say much more. And then I have which hasn't been looked at for a little while here, my Bedford. My Bedford has been in timeout. It was naughty, and I was very angry at it. I had it up to the armholes, and I had the sleeves on the provisional yarn, and I welded up to show my husband, look honey, and I saw that on one of these wonderful little 4 repeats I had gone a 5th row. And so it was elongated, and so I ripped out a full ball and most of another one, so 5 inches, because I just couldn't live with it. It wasn't like I was being finicky. I mean, it was a very visible line through the midsection. Okay. I mean, because it's not like just one stitch was off, right? In the middle of a bunch of pattern. It was a whole row. So every time I put it on, I would have seen that 1 row of elongated, because it was more room in between the little twisties, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was not a happy camper. I was very unhappy. But once I get through this wrapped around the ball yarn, I will be back onto my sleeves. And modification that I made and will be making again is, instead of knitting the sleeves, because I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn, I'm going to use a crochet chain and pick up stitches and then do the arms and then work the sleeves the opposite direction as the pattern is written. Somebody contacted me, and the name is going to escape me, as it often does on air. The title of the message was BTS Support Group. And I was like, some sort of syndrome that they're going to ask us to do charity knitting? But no, Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. And she said that she had very similar problems with it. And that her children gave her Lion King-esque Hakuna Matata type advice about being zen with the yarn. So that is my Bedford. It will get picked back up. It just won't get picked up for a while. Once I get it picked up, it'll go. I gotta get it done so that I can move on to the abalone. I gotta power on through. Next up on my needles is a pattern that I'm currently working on that is kind of Sock the Vote inspired. I'm calling it bipartisanship because bipartisanship is two parties that come together and compromise basically to get something done. And so I was inspired by comments by folks about the cuff down and the toe up party. Max, you are just looking lovely here. To create a sock that has, so I've got my two halves here, get to the end of my row, but you knit it top down and toe up. So it's a cuffy, and it could be a spiffy iffy, and it could be a toed party sock if you so chose. So I knit the toe up first because I am a toed. And so here's the bottom, and here's where they're going to join, the nice little slip stitch pattern motif is going to meet in the middle, and then you're going to do a heel. So if you are interested in test knitting my bipartisan sock, my bipartisanship, easy for me to say, sock, I should have this pattern. Nice thing about sock pattern designing is you knit one and then you knit the other. Although the other one is going to be kind of the opposite. I want the cable to, or not the cable, but the traveling stitches to go towards the center.
Yeah, you don't have to knit like 3 of the same shawl or something. Right?
Yes, exactly. You can kind of work it. And Max, are you laying on my? Yes, you are. This is yarn I won from the Knittables, the Thin Ice knit along.
Oh, okay.
So this is Scoutswag, Scoutswag.com, and it's the Convergence colorway, which is a super wash, and I'm absolutely in love with the way that this is knitting up. So could just be a fancy mitt at this point. It kind of reminds me with the oranges and the blacks and the whites of like pictures of antique chickens.
Oh,
you know
okay.
what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what breed of chicken that is, but I have a puzzle actually that has chickens that are orange and black and white. Very pretty ladies. But yeah, sock. I've knit another sock. I'm just like in sock mode.
Wow.
I know.
It's a lot of socks.
It is. Rainbow socks and this sock and socks. So that is my 2 works in progress, and I don't know why I threw the other half over here. And you have beautiful acquisitions over there.
Yes, I do. Okay, so I pre-ordered and received my Ravellinic 2012 pin.
Amy got me one too, and she ordered it before she even knew I was going to do anything fancy.
So I think they're really fun. Well worth the money. They're a nice metal with the enameled
shellacked.
And then I got 2 things from the Fiber Nymph at different times. So I scored a Trekkie. So it's Star Trekkie. And if you don't know the story behind it, the different colors, well, we saw this being knit up by Beck at Lemon Half at SSK. And at first I saw it in the ball and I was kind of like, okay, that's interesting, whatever. And she had about this much of it done. And then she kind of laid it down and explained what all the colors were. So she said, it's Star Trek uniforms. And I'm like, oh my God, you're right. It is Star Trek uniforms. So then it just became a lot more interesting to me. So there's a golden rod and the red and then the greenish blue. and then there's a black and gray. So like they have this gray around the collar, like a little strip. And I'm thinking, you know, mostly from the early, you know, original Star Trek. And yes, they brought some of these colors forward a little bit, but these are more of the original, you know, what you're going to see Kirk and Bones and Lieutenant Uhura wearing. So cool. So I got some of that, and it's a self-striping. I think that, yeah, if you look at Lemon Hat, she'll have a finished object with it and how it stripes. And so I need to go back and look at that to see if there's any sort of patterning I want to do, or if I just want to do it with an Afterthought heel again. I don't want to do another Afterthought heel. I'm just Afterthought heeled out after I've done like 3 pair. So I'm thinking I'm going to totally do like a short row or more gussets. I know gussets fit me best, so probably a toe-up gusset for funsies. And that is that.
I like toe-up gussets because you don't have to pick up stitches.
Yes, yeah, it's true. And then at the same time, she finished up dyeing the exclusive colorway called Kaleidoscope for SSK. So this is beautiful blues and purples, and it's just, I don't know, it's gonna make a really beautiful yarn. Very, you know, kind of muted, and we've seen this in yarn. Megan bought some.
Yep, I got some Sinful, her MCN base.
Very cool. So I like it very much, and it'll be fun to spin up. And then if you are in the Cloud Lover Fiber Club, turn away. Even the Yarn Club, turn away. I have the colors here, and I'm going to bring them forward. I don't know for how long you have to be back, but if you don't want to be spoiled, fast forward a little bit. Yeah. Okay. But I don't know too many people, like, because you never get a true sense of the colors when they're being held up to a camera, in my opinion. So this is called Cher Ami, and it's Superwash Merino, and it's the August 2012 colorway. I have to say I really like it. It's a lot different than the other fiber club I was in that was a blue and gray. This is, you know, it's got a smoky quality to me, and then pops of purple. So it's like, it reminds me of smokiness. The way it kind of blends in and out. Yeah. I know it's going to make a splendid yarn. I still haven't finished the Cloud Lover. I have had started on the wheel forever now because of its properties and being so thread-like and spins like a dream, right? But so thin that it's taken me forever to get 4 ounces off the bobbins.
If I looked at that color and didn't have like a colorway, I would say like, I don't know, black cherry, or, I mean, it's the black cherry yogurt maybe with the vanilla in there, mixed in there. But yeah, it's very pretty.
Says Cher Ami.
Maybe that means black cherry yogurt in some other language.
I'll go with it.
All right.
But that's it. That's a lot for me right now. I haven't really been ordering. This was something I ordered at SSK. How can you not order this when you happen to get it in your cart? Hello. And then this one was a club. So, and I said, now you're okay. Come back.
Yeah.
Come
you
back,
should like do like a hand signal or something. Yeah. Wayne's World. Party time, excellent. Yep, swing. And this got here surprisingly fast for things that I ordered from them before. I went out, somebody commented, somebody was doing a D-stash, and I clicked on their the D-stash's stash, and saw a base that I had never seen before. A Madelinetosh, and I said, how can this be? I must have it. Again, the fumes of this is just going to knock you over.
Okay.
But it's so vinegary.
Oh,
yeah. You shouldn't have leaned in so deep. So this is a new base to me, Madelinetosh base called Lush. and it's 50% merino, 50% silk, and it's a fingering weight, 330 yards. So of course I had to get double quantity, and the color just happens to be abalone, which I don't think I'm going to use it for the abalone, but abalone, I needed it. And I really like the base. I like the sheen of it, and I like, I don't know, it's just, it's going to be a very warm garment. And I thought for the price, which I can't remember now how much it was per skein, but 330 yards of a 50-50, it was a reasonable price.
Okay.
And so you probably can't get it at your LYS, but you can get it at MadelineTosh.com. And yes, other things have found their way into my cart and are making their way to my house. Hangs head in shame. And we'll see those in the future.
Okay.
But one of them is No Knit Sherlock's fault. She had pictures of zombie yarn and made me buy it. I can be enabled just looking at the most mundane things, but that's all I got to say today. That is the end of my pad paper.
Okay. Vote this or that.
This or that.
This or that. Abalone coming along.
Yes, and I made the executive decision, and you can on air say that it's the wrong decision. I guess you could have gone out on the threads and done it, but people were like,
about it. I
have an abalone, and I want to finish it up and continue with you guys. And I was like, sure, why not? If you finish it in the time frame, that's your one finished object that you can count for the KAL. You cool with that?
Yep.
Okay. We're cool with that.
Yeah, I already read it and decided
Ignored
to ignore
me?
it. Yeah.
You ignored me?
Well, I didn't want to like step on it. It's fine. I'm good with it.
Go for it.
Agreement
agreement by lack of.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
That's how I rule. Thank you again to Amy Beth for the awesome Weeb shout out. Everybody knows that KAL is coming. Or if you don't, please know that KAL is coming. That's a side Amy KAL, but it's a weave. It's small. It should be able to fit in there with the abalone.
October.
Yep, in October. And yeah, I'm not sure if I have anything else to say. It's probably about secret stuff. So
yeah, that secret stuff.
It's gonna ruin us, really.
It is. I mean, I don't have any FOs. I got half of a finished up. Anyway,
all for fun.
It is excitement. Stuff is starting to arrive, and it ignites the excitement even more. So, but alrighty.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.